Honourable Chancellor, Honourable Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, dear fellow students, I think I can say that. What a wonderful occasion. This is probably one of the greatest honours that has been bestowed upon me to do something like this. I've walked the campus many a day, but nothing like this. And it's a huge honour for me to give you a message today. I'm going to speak from the heart. I used to write speeches and stuff, but that doesn't work. I want to speak from the heart and just speak to you all. Now, all that I ever wanted to do since I was a little boy was to farm. There were three things that I wanted to do. I wanted to farm, I wanted to study agriculture, and I wanted to study agriculture at Koffsies. So I did all three of those, and then I went on to farming. And that's all I wanted to do, farm with cattle and do what I love. And then I did the thing that you should be very, very careful of, is to be opinionated and give your opinion to everybody. And then started a long road of organized agriculture. Now, farming is basically applied animal science, plant sciences, economic sciences, and social sciences. That's farming. But when you venture into organized agriculture, that is where science meets the law and regulation. So, and that is not something, Professor Vermeulen, that they teach us when you study agriculture. You think farming is just farming, but when you go into farming, you will understand, and you go into organized agriculture, it's a totally different world. There's laws and regulation and all sorts of things that you've got to take cognizance of. So science meets the law, and then you meet politics. And that is the world that I'm in now. We are at a critical stage in our country's history. We have great work to do in terms of land reform. I serve in all sorts of places where you meet the most interesting people. I met the President, I met the Chief Justice this year, I met His Majesty, the Zulu King, and it's a great experience. But there's one thing in that nexus of science and law and politics that they don't teach you. And maybe you're born with it, or maybe you're not. But what you need to survive there or to take part is something, and maybe I should call it emotional intelligence. Maybe it's respect, but it's the ability to listen to people, to try to understand where everybody else is coming from, and to forge partnerships for the future. Now, my question to you as students is, where would you learn that if you do not learn it here? Now, when I was a student, the audience didn't look like it's looking now. And I think you have the greatest experience as students to be at a university as white students and black students, and I hope you took the time to get to know one another and make friends and try to understand where everybody is coming from. Because we didn't have that. And if you want to do organized agriculture or anywhere else in the business world where science and policy meets with politics, you've got to be able to forge partnerships and relationships. If you cannot do that, you will make no progress. So now I'm coming to you as students. Or maybe before I get to that, let nobody tell you that the agricultural sector is going down. The agricultural sector is on the up. And let nobody tell you there won't be farming in this country. It's illogical to think that there won't be farming anymore. There's a great future for farmers and everybody, and I'm going to come to, while the law students might think I'm talking to the farmers and the scientists now, I'm going to tell you why you all have a future in this. Now, at Agri SA, where I serve, we've got more lawyers working for us than agriculturalists. Because everything you do in organized agriculture is based in law. There's more than 100 laws, more than that maybe, applicable on agriculture. And the agricultural sector provides a great space for scientists and lawmakers and policymakers as a career. And I can assure you, if that is your field of interest, and you want to equip yourself and maybe study further, I'm telling you now that you will be an expert, and you will be an expert that you cannot find anywhere else. There's not a lot of people that can bring the law and agriculture, the science and the law together and be in that space. You will be an absolute expert. You will be a wanted commodity. You can make your price. And it's the same for the farmers. I always tell the farmers who don't want to send their kids to study agriculture, and I say, please don't do that. Let them come and study agronomy and soil sciences. If you do that, I studied animal sciences, but if you take those two subjects, you are a wanted commodity. You can make your price in the market when you step out of here. So let nobody tell us there's not going to be an agricultural sector. Let nobody tell us that. So now I'm coming to you as students. And there was a movie in my time, Back to the Future, with Michael J. Fox. Who saw that movie? It's a very old movie. If you haven't seen it, don't worry about it. So I'm going to read you about our future and the values of our future. And I'm going to read from the preamble of the Constitution. There's a very specific reason I'm doing that. We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of the past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. We therefore, through our freely elected representatives, adopt this Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, so as to heal the divisions of the past and establish a society based on democratic values, social justice, and fundamental human rights. Lay the foundations for a democratic and open society in which government is based on the will of the people and every citizen is equally protected by law. Improve the quality of life of all citizens and free the potential of each person, and build a united and democratic South Africa able to take its rightful place as a sovereign state in the family of nations. May God protect our people. Now, the law students might understand very well why I'm reading the preamble to the Constitution, but the science and agricultural students might wonder, where am I going with this? Now, the Constitution and amending the Constitution is so topical now, but I'm not going to speak about that. It doesn't matter on which side of the debate you're on. That's not what I'm going at. The science students, the agricultural students, you will have to provide us with the research. You will have to identify the challenges and the problems, and as scientists, you will have to provide us with research and solutions for a better future. And there are many, many applications of that. And the law students, you will have to take cognizance of the research. And you will have to draft legislation and regulations based on the science. And you actually need each other. You cannot do policy and policy work and create a better future if law students and agricultural and science students do not find one another. And you will need that skill that I spoke about, emotional intelligence, to understand, to seek consensus, because not everybody agrees on the things that we talk about. And you will have to draft policy and regulations and laws, and you will have to measure that against the Constitution and make sure that social justice is served, and that we recognize the injustices of our past, and that we can rectify them, and that we can rectify them in a way in which we uphold the civil liberties which everybody has strived for in our country. And this is the task that you as students will have to take up. Now, I'm going to end off by saying you have inspired me, you have inspired your parents, you have inspired, hopefully, yourself and your friends, and hopefully go on to inspire South Africa and create a future for us that will hopefully inspire us all. Because I'm telling you now, we are in a desperate time in our country, and we desperately need young leaders, scientists, and lawmakers that can provide a future for us all. We desperately need young leaders and leadership skills and inspiration. So from my side, thank you for the opportunity. Congratulations on today. Enjoy the day. This is a special day. I can remember every time that I went up here, I remember how stressed I was that I don't do something wrong here or whatever. Don't worry about that. That'll go fine. And just enjoy the day, and all of the best for your futures. And may God bless you. Thank you very much.